And for whatever reason, under Jimmy Haslam, those are the kind of guys that are going to elevate you, right? The guy who doesn't walk, talk, and act.
That is in regards to the Jimmy Haslam department. A lot of media people and fans and everybody across the board is speaking about Jimmy Haslam actually liking Shedeur Sanders. Now, we know his grandkids were spotted at the game rocking Shedeur Sanders jerseys, and I'm here to tell you, the way it's looking, Jimmy Haslam is speaking highly of Shedeur. For everybody that always throw that word around, and you can't punish somebody for being confident, bro. Like, you know how many people said Dion should be humble, Shedeur should be, even me, when I get on here and I talk my trash on the microphone, John, you should be more humble. Humble is a state of mind. You cannot punish somebody for being confident in themselves.
Shedeur Sanders just proved the haters wrong again. An NFL insider says Jimmy Haslam is fully invested in him. And now the envy is louder than ever because when ownership believes in you, everyone else panics. This is Shedeur's moment. And nobody can deny it now. Shedeur is getting the kind of support most young quarterbacks never see. And it's coming straight from the top for whatever reason under Jimmy Haslam. The guys who act different, think different, and refuse to fit the old stereotype always. Rise, and Shedeur is that guy. While others walk, talk, and act the same, he stands out with real confidence and real leadership. The envy is real. And people can feel it. Haslam sees what the doubters don't, a young quarterback who can elevate a whole team just by being himself. That's why the noise around him keeps growing, not because he's loud or makes unnecessary drama, but because his talent is too big to ignore. A lot of media people, fans, and analysts are finally talking about how much Jimmy Haslam actually likes Shedeur Sanders. And honestly, it shows everywhere. Haslam's own grandkids were at the game wearing Shedeur jerseys. And the way things look right now, Haslam is speaking highly of Shedeur behind the scenes. 2, he's confident in him. He wants more of him. He sees him as the future, yet while ownership is ready to push Shedeur forward, Stefanski keeps slowing things down with safe calls, scared decisions. And that same old mindset, Stefanski coaches like he's trying not to lose, while Shedeur plays like he's ready to win. That's the difference. So now the real question hits. Why did it take so long for people in Cleveland to acknowledge Shedeur's talent? Why did the league wait until Haslam made it obvious? Why did Stefanski need the owner's confidence before trusting his own quarterback? Why does a young player have to outplay the system just to earn basic respect? And why is Shedeur still fighting for support he already...
That was the right guy at the right, kind of like Baker. When Baker came in, that was the right guy at the right time with the right attitude that fit this town. Shedeur isn't one for one the same guy that Baker is, but they represent that same spark. And for whatever reason, under Jimmy Haslam, those are the kind of guys that are going to elevate you, right? The guy who doesn't walk, talk, and act like the stereo. He doesn't do what Tom Brady did, where he just bored you to tears. He doesn't do what other great quarterbacks do, because that's just not who they are. That's not how they're wired.
Shedeur brings a spark this team hasn't felt in years, and it's the kind of spark. You can't coach, copy, or fake. He isn't trying to be the standard quarterback. He isn't trying to fit some old mold that never worked here anyway. He brings his own fire, his own voice, and his own style, and that's exactly why he connects with the city. He isn't slow, stiff, or predictable. He's alive. He elevates the energy the moment he steps on the field. That's why the locker room reacts to him. That's why ownership sees his value. But while Shedeur brings something real, Stefanski keeps dragging the team back to the same slow, boring, safe style that failed over and over. Stefanski wants robots. He wants quiet. Yes. Man, he wants a quarterback who never challenges anything and just follows the script like a machine. That's not Shedeur. This could have Gabriel instead. Shedeur makes plays, takes chances, and lifts everyone around him. And instead of leaning into that, Stefanski keeps trying to control him, limit him, and shrink him. It's like Stefanski is scared of a quarterback who actually has a personality, who actually shows confidence, who actually brings life to the field. The problem isn't Shedeur's style. The problem is a coach who can't keep up with it, and that's why the tension is so clear now. The quarterback is ready to rise, but the coach is still stuck in the past. Shedeur's spark is exactly what this franchise has always needed, yet Stefanski acts like it's a threat instead of a strength. The truth is simple. Shedeur is built for big moments, built for pressure, built for this city. Stefanski is built for excuses, field goals, and wasting talent, and everybody can see it now.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought you needed somebody different in order to turn this thing around with the Browns anyway, and that's why, but there's so many similarities. That's why every convo feels like there's something with Baker Mayfield that just looms, and it's not the idea that Baker was here and we went through 4 years with Baker. It's the idea that they carry a lot of the same traits. The two of them just do, and so like the parallels are there. And the idea that they are wired just a little bit different.
And the idea that they are wired just a little bit different. The Browns have always needed someone who breaks the pattern, someone who doesn't act like the safe choice, but still becomes the right choice. That's why the arrival of Shedeur feels so different. He brings a mindset. This team has been missing for years, a mindset that isn't scared of pressure, noise, or expectations. He thinks for himself. He plays with edge. He carries real belief, and that belief spreads fast. That type of presence doesn't come from playing perfect football. It comes from being wired with something stronger, something the Browns have not had in a long time. People will always try to compare him to the past, but the real point isn't who he replaced. It's what he represents. Shedeur and the old names may share a few traits, but he brings a different kind of toughness, a different kind of confidence, a different kind of leadership. He doesn't fold when things get ugly. He doesn't hide when the spotlight hits him. He pulls the team forward instead of waiting for someone else to do it. That's the type of quarterback this city responds to, not someone polished and plain, not someone who tries to act perfect, someone real, someone with fight, someone who shows he wants the moment, not fears it. That's why the comparisons don't bother him. He isn't living in anybody's shadow, and that's why the narrative has shifted so quickly. Because Shedeur brings qualities that can turn a franchise around, but he brings them in his own way. He's not here to repeat history. He's here to rewrite it. He's wired different. And that difference is exactly what makes him dangerous. The leadership, the confidence, the edge, the energy. He brings all of it. Every time he steps on the field, the Browns needed someone who could break the cycle, flip the culture, and give this team a new identity. Shedeur didn't just fit that role. He owned it the second he arrived. My whole thing about it is, man, is that.
My whole thing about it is, man, is that Shedeur is very different from Baker Mayfield. This is what Cleveland needed. And as much as I want to have faith in Cleveland, especially the fan base, the organization, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a Shedeur fan, you really don't pretty much care for Cleveland. But I'm open to being a Cleveland fan. I've never once not said I want to open to it. I am very much open to it. But here's my thing. Y'all have to be open to what comes with Shedeur. It's just simple as that. It goes spade to spade. Y'all got to be open with the fans, the media, people like me to come in with the Louis luggage.
Shedeur is not Baker, and that's the whole point. Cleveland kept trying the same type of quarterback over and over, and it never changed anything. Shedeur is different. His mindset, his confidence, his energy. He comes in with a presence that forces everyone to level up, and if you're a Shedeur supporter, you don't automatically trust Cleveland, because this city has not always handled strong personalities well. But Shedeur is exactly what they needed, someone bold, someone fearless, someone who won't shrink himself just to fit in. If Cleveland wants real change, they have to accept a quarterback who doesn't act like the old faces. They have to accept a leader who brings something new. But the real test isn't with the fans, it's with Stefanski. Because Stefanski wants quiet players who follow the script, not leaders who challenge the system. He wants the same slow, controlled offense that keeps the team stuck in the mud. That doesn't work with Shedeur. He needs space to create, freedom to move, and trust from the coaching staff. And Stefanski has shown again and again that he struggles with quarterbacks who have a strong voice. Shedeur comes with confidence, with expectations, with standards. A coach who feels threatened by that is already behind. A coach who can't handle that is the problem, not the player. So, if Cleveland wants this to work, they have to be open to what comes with Shedeur, a new attitude, and of course a new style. The fans must accept it. The media must accept it, and Stefanski must accept it. Most of all, you can't ask for a franchise-changing quarterback and then complain when he brings real change. You can't say you want a winner and then handcuff the only guy who plays like one. If Cleveland wants Shedeur to lift this team, they have to stop fighting who he is and start embracing what he brings. Otherwise, the problem isn't the quarterback. It's the people too scared to let him lead. In the end, Jimmy Haslam's belief in Shedeur has exposed the truth, and the old mindset can't hold it back anymore. Shedeur brings the spark, the energy, and the leadership Cleveland has needed for years. Make sure to like and subscribe for more updates. Do you guys think Stefanski will finally